Have you ever noticed how the person you want the most is always the one who feels just out of reach? Like a shadow you can see but never hold. Like a door that never fully opens no matter how long you wait outside, and you tell yourself you're done. You're over it. You're moving on. But the moment they look at you, or text you, or give you the smallest fragment of attention, you're pulled right back into the gravity of longing that doesn't give anything back. You keep asking yourself why you can't stop thinking about someone who gives you so little, why you feel more alive chasing them than being loved by someone who actually shows up, why the ache feels more familiar than peace, and why the unavailable ones feel like home in a way that terrifies you. And here's the thing, because deep down you already sense that this isn't about them not. Really, it's about the way your nervous system learned to pair love with uncertainty, hope with hunger, affection with the fear of losing it. And the closer you get to what you want, the more your body remembers a time when love was something you had to earn, perform for, wait for, or prove yourself worthy of. And so the person who doesn't choose you feels like the unfinished story you keep trying to rewrite. You keep imagining that if they finally chose you, if they finally saw you, if they finally gave you the love you're starving for, then something inside you will heal, something old will close, something broken would finally feel whole. But that's the trap, and everything to do with where you first learned that love is something you don't quite get to have. Maybe it was a parent who was physically present but emotionally distant, or a caregiver who praised you only when you excelled, or a family where you felt invisible unless you were useful, or a childhood where affection came in unpredictable waves you had to chase to receive. And so now your body confuses inconsistency with connection, and your heart confuses longing with love. You don't crave the unavailable person because they're special, you crave them because part of you still believes that if you can make this person finally choose you, then you will have won the love you never got when you needed it most. And this is where it gets interesting, because the people who actually want you, who show up for you, who offer steadiness and warmth and emotional presence, feel uncomfortable, unfamiliar, even boring, because they don't activate the old survival patterns your nervous system is used to running. You say you want love, but your body is still wired for pursuit, for waiting, for proving, for longing, for almost but not quite, and so the one who doesn't choose you becomes the one you can't stop choosing. Here's the truth. It's not that you're broken, and it's not that your standards are too high, and it's not that you just happen to fall for the wrong person again. It's that your emotional blueprint was shaped before you ever had a say in it, and now you're replaying a script you never wrote, but somehow memorized by heart. That's why rejection feels familiar, why hope feels addictive, why uncertainty feels like chemistry, why emotional distance feels like desire, and why you keep believing that if you just love harder, wait longer, hold on tighter, then this time the ending will be different. But here's something you haven't told yourself yet. The moment you stop trying to win the love that withholds itself is the moment you start discovering what real love actually feels like, because real love isn't a chase, it isn't a test, it isn't a roller coaster of anxiety and relief, it isn't a guessing game, it isn't something that hurts more than it heals. Real love feels calm, steady, grounding, and at first that might feel wrong, empty, flat, or unfamiliar, because peace feels strange when you grew up surviving on emotional crumbs. But you can rewire this, slowly, gently, compassionately, by noticing when your body confuses anxiety for attraction, by recognizing when chemistry is actually just an old wound lighting up, by catching the moment longing disguises itself as love, and by reminding yourself that being chosen isn't something you earn. It's something that happens when you stop abandoning yourself for someone who never showed up. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to desire the person who desires you, to feel safe in connection instead of terrified of it, to receive love without waiting for it to disappear, to stop mistaking emotional starvation for passion, and to finally say, I am done trying to feel enough for someone who can't even see me. You don't need the unavailable person to choose you in order to be whole, because you were never unworthy. You were just trained to think that love only counts when you have to suffer for it. And slowly over time, with awareness, with softness, With self-respect growing like a quiet sunrise, you begin to choose differently, not because you forced yourself to, but because you finally learned that the love you were chasing was actually your own reflection trying to come home. And when that shift happens, the people who don't choose you stop feeling magnetic, and the people who show up start to feel like oxygen, and something inside you finally relaxes, like an exhale you've been holding since childhood. You are not hard to love, you just learn love in a hard way, and now you are unlearning the craving for those who cannot meet you. One step at a time, one realization at a time, one healed pattern at a time, you're moving toward a love that doesn't disappear when you reach for it. And when that day comes, you will look back and understand that the person who didn't choose you was never the story you were.